The Midnight Carnival. A group of 5 teenagers, Sarah, Jake, Emma, Mike, and Lisa, were looking for an adventure on Halloween night. They had heard rumors about an abandoned carnival deep in the woods, a place forgotten by time. The moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie shadows as they made their way through the dense forest. Branches cracked underfoot as they approached the forsaken carnival grounds. The rusted Ferris wheel stood like a skeletal sentinel against the dark sky, and tattered banners flapped in the wind. The air grew colder as they ventured deeper into the Eerie amusement park. Eventually, they stumbled upon a mysterious tent, its faded sign barely legible, Madame Zara's fortune teller. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to enter. Inside, the tent was dimly lit by a flickering oil lamp, and an ornate crystal ball sat on a velvet-covered table. As they gathered around the table, Sarah hesitantly reached out and touched the crystal ball. In an instant, a blinding light enveloped them, and when it faded, they found themselves in a twisted carnival world. The once decaying rides and attractions had sprung to life, and haunting music filled the air. Creepy clowns with malevolent grins danced around them, beckoning them to play twisted games. The cotton candy stand oozed a sticky, black substance, and the funhouse had mirrors that distorted their reflections into grotesque forms. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped in a nightmarish carnival dimension. A sinister laughter echoed through the eerie landscape. It was Madame Zara herself, a spectral figure cloaked in shadows. She explained that they had been lured into her realm, where they must solve riddles to escape before the carnival consumed their souls. The challenges grew increasingly difficult as they raced against time. They faced riddles that twisted their minds and put their friendships to the test. Each solved riddle brought them one step closer to freedom, but the carnival fought back, with rides and attractions coming to life to thwart their progress. As dawn approached, they finally solved the last riddle, and Madame Zara's power weakened. The carnival began to crumble, rides collapsing into heaps of rusted metal, and the clowns fading into the darkness. With a final burst of energy, they shattered the crystal ball, returning to the real world, panting and covered in sweat. The abandoned carnival lay in ruins around them, the nightmare over. From that night on, they knew they had experienced a Halloween adventure unlike any other, one they would never forget. And they vowed to never let their curiosity lead them into the unknown again. The Midnight Carnival left a lasting impression on the teenagers, a tale they would share every Halloween as a reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows on All Hallows' Eve. The Uninvited Guest. The Halloween party was in full swing at Emily's newly purchased, isolated mansion. The grand old house, with its dark wooden paneling and antique decor, set the perfect stage for a night of spooky festivities. The guests had come in their best costumes, ready for a night of revelry and eerie tales. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the guests gathered in the dimly lit living room to share chilling stories. Amidst the laughter and spooky tales, Emily's friends began to whisper about the house. Rumors had it that it was cursed, haunted by the spirit of its original owner, a recluse who had died under mysterious circumstances. The air grew colder, and the flickering candles cast eerie, dancing shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and a collective gasp rippled through the room. A shadowy figure materialized in the center, standing still like a ghostly apparition. Panic seized the guests, and they began to rush towards the exit, but the doors wouldn't budge. Desperation mounted as the figure slowly approached. In the dim light, they could see a pale, gaunt face with hollow eyes. It raised a skeletal hand, beckoning them to stay. "Welcome to my home," the figure whispered in a sepulchral voice, revealing itself as the house's true owner, a vengeful spirit. The trapped guests frantically tried to find a way out, but the ghostly figure moved with an otherworldly grace, blocking every escape route. Emily, determined to confront the spirit, stepped forward and asked, "What do you want?" The spirit's eyes softened, and it began to recount its tragic tale. It had been a lonely recluse in life, misunderstood and shunned by the townsfolk. In death, it sought companionship and forgiveness. The house had become a prison, and it longed to be free. Touched by the spirit's plight, Emily and her friends decided to help. They embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind the spirit's death and clear its name. Through research and investigation, they unearthed a dark secret, revealing that the spirit had been wrongfully accused of a crime it didn't commit. With the truth finally revealed, the vengeful spirit found peace and dissolved into a gentle, calming light. The house, once filled with malevolent energy, seemed to breathe a sigh of relief as the curse was lifted. From that Halloween night forward, the mansion lost its ominous reputation, and it became a place where friends gathered for parties, never forgetting the uninvited guest who had once haunted its halls. They celebrated each Halloween as a night of forgiveness and remembrance, turning the once cursed mansion into a house of hope. The Haunted Mirror. In a quiet, old town nestled in the heart of New England, there lived a young woman named Sarah. She was an antique enthusiast, always on the lookout for unique and intriguing items. One crisp autumn day, as she strolled through a local garage sale, her eyes fell upon an ornate, silver-framed mirror. The mirror's design was captivating, and she couldn't resist purchasing it for her bedroom. That evening, Sarah hung the mirror on her bedroom wall, admiring how it added a touch of vintage charm to her decor. However, as the days passed, strange and unsettling events began to occur. Each night, as Sarah prepared for bed, she couldn't help but notice that her reflection in the mirror seemed to change. She appeared older, her skin weathered, and her eyes held a profound sadness. It was as if the mirror held a dark secret. Terrified and puzzled by the mirror's bizarre behavior, Sarah decided to cover it with a thick cloth, hoping to block its unsettling influence. But one fateful night, as the clock struck midnight, she was awoken by a soft, ghostly whisper that seemed to emanate from the mirror. "Release me," it beckoned. With trembling hands, Sarah reluctantly uncovered the mirror. To her astonishment, the glass began to ripple like water, and a spectral figure materialized within. It was the ghostly form of a woman, dressed in ancient attire, her eyes filled with a profound sorrow. The apparition introduced herself as Eliza, the original owner of the mirror. She explained that the mirror had been cursed by a vengeful spirit decades ago, trapping her soul within its reflective surface. Eliza's voice quivered as she recounted her tragic tale, revealing that she had been wrongly accused of a heinous crime in life, and her spirit had never found rest. Sarah, though terrified, couldn't bear to see the spirit suffer any longer. With Eliza's guidance, they embarked on a quest to uncover the truth and clear her name. Through dusty archives and long-forgotten records, they pieced together the events that had led to Eliza's wrongful accusation. As they unearthed the long-buried evidence, they discovered that the true culprit had been a powerful figure in the town, who had manipulated the circumstances to frame Eliza. With the truth exposed, Eliza's spirit was finally able to find peace. She thanked Sarah and, with a final, ethereal smile, disappeared, leaving the mirror free of her torment. The mirror, once haunted, became a cherished heirloom, a symbol of the bond between two women from different eras who had joined forces to seek justice. Sarah displayed it with pride in her home, forever a reminder that some mysteries could only be unraveled in the realm where the living and the spirits converged.